Hey guys, we're back. Tommy D here. I want you to picture an image of a man carrying a cross over his shoulder. Here's a foot, here's the bottom of a robe, a foot. This is going up his backside. His head is hung low, his arm, and his front legs. As it looks like a man carrying a cross over his shoulder. This is a pretty good image. Now I want to go to a different picture. And here it is again. This is what it looks like. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this log a quarter turn. And you got to use a little bit of your imagination, but not a whole lot. I bought a stick figure of a man, a toy. Again, here's the picture of the head, the hair, an arm going out, coming down the leg. Here's a foot going up the leg, and a man is bent over. I will take this off. Can you picture a man hanging off the cross? Right here, picture an image of a spearhead going directly into Jesus' side, right to the heart of the wood. Now, we're going to put this man back on here, and notice the man is bent over to one side. If we straighten this man out, here is another image of two faces side to side. One looks like he has a white beard, his mouth, a nose, an eye, the hair. Here's another image of a face. The only thing that I could think of is the two thieves that were on the cross with Jesus. That's the only thing I could think of. So what we have is a man carrying the cross, a man hanging off the cross with a spearhead going into his side, with two men's faces side to side. Now, said in the Bible that God looked upon his son as he hung up off the cross. Look here in the wood direction, or the wood grain, like for a spiritual set of ghostly eyes looking directly down over his son. Well, if we zoom down here a little bit, I want to show you another man's face with possibly a crown of thorns on his head, and right beside it, it looks like a hand reaching out. So here it is, a man with a hand, and then right beside that, do you see a crucifix? We're going to go to a different picture. Do you see what looks like an image of a man with a white beard holding his arm out with a stick in his hand, which is like a staff, like a shepherd? We are going to pan out. We're going to turn this log again, or turn this picture. It's said in Revelations that when God comes back, I will be mounting up on a white horse. You will know me only as God. Do you see a stick figure of a man? Here's the man's legs, his waist, his head, his hands are up in the air. Here's the belly of a horse, the back of a horse, the head of a horse, and the front leg of a horse. Pretty awesome. I want to show you another thing. We're turning this picture again. Do you see an image of a child, a baby? Here's the baby's hands, the hair, the face. The baby is like it's got a blanket on his midsection, and the baby is laying on its back. Well, if you look right above that, here is another man's face. An eye, a nose, like a shroud, and a beard. That man is holding that baby in his lap. And if you look closely, a lot of people don't see this, but there's a woman's face, and she's looking off this way. So there's a man, a woman, and a child. Is this, Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus? Could be. I want you to look. There is a illuminating spot in this log. Illuminating area in this log. Do you see what looks like a chalice? Here's the base of a chalice. This would be the stem of the chalice, and up here would be the bowl of the chalice. Is that the cup of life or the drink of life? I'm also going to turn this around again. God had a man-like form, but we couldn't see his head. It was like a radiant light. Look at this as a sternum of a chest, a nipple, and the ribs and armpits here. And then if we pretend like this is a shoulder and this is a shoulder, look at these 7 or 8 rings, like the beam of light. I will pan back. So do you see a chest? And if you notice, there is, like if you had a crayon or a marker and you drew around this whole pictures, it's the color of blood. It's like a brownish red. The tint is just unbelievable. And somewhere in the Bible it talked about how much, that blood, Jesus shed his blood on the cross. And we are going to pan over to the other picture, and I'll cut back to you here in a minute.